Alright guys, it is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly. We are live for the match review of Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. It's not good enough, guys, is it? Really, it's not good enough at all. Throughout the stream, you guys of course can have your say in the live chat as always, and in the comment section down below if you are watching this as a video. But yeah, very, very depressing times at Manchester United. You know, just come off the back of a humiliating defeat against Man City, and then to do that with the home fans, a chance for us to really play well against a team like Crystal Palace, who had 8 points all season coming into this game, and we weren't able to produce it. You know, fair play to Palace. They were, you know, good value for the point. I think they deserved it in the end. They really did well, as a lot of teams do these days. And we were discussing it in the preview as well. You know, teams like Palace, teams that come to Manchester United, do not have that fear factor anymore. They're happy to press us and, you know, hit us on the counter attack, and we need to get that fear factor back. And because this is the problem. When teams don't fear us, they just go at us. They absolutely go at us. And to be fair, you know, Crystal Palace, they deserved at least a point today. If we won that game, I would have said that Palace would have been very, very unlucky. So again, it was a really poor result. Really poor result. Leaves us 7 points off top 4 already. Only 12 games played, 7 points off top 4. Mourinho said himself that at Christmas we will be in the top 4, and I'm doubting that. I'm definitely doubting that. If you want to get into the top 4, you have to win these sort of games. You have to win these sort of games, and a really poor performance today from Manchester United, and it was just really annoying to watch. It really was. Thanks to everyone who has joined, by the way. Thank you to Jack. Thank you to Nick, Rashford, Yash, Jessica, and Jack as well. Thanks to everyone who has joined. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Jack there says, we miss Sir Alex. He was the best Fergie time, youth development, attacking side, the winning and the entertaining football, all these things Mourinho doesn't have. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, Jose Mourinho, you know, he's not Alex Ferguson, and, you know, I was very, very lucky to witness us win a few more titles before, you know, we did go downhill, and we have gone downhill. We really have gone downhill. It's going to be very much an uphill struggle to see whether we are, you know, going to ever get back to that. And I mean, I don't think we'll ever get back to the dominance that we had, but it's not looking good, to be honest. It's definitely not looking good. I will be taking calls in just a second. I won't. Don't call in yet. I'll tell you when you can call in, but I will be taking calls at some point, so don't call in yet. But yeah, Nick says, getting bad for Man United. Will the glory days come back? I hope so, but at this moment in time, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Welcome Yash, such a bad game it was. Rashford says, I'm sick of watching United now. Only Darmian and Lindelof had a good game. And I mean, that's the bad thing, isn't it? When a Matteo Darmian, someone who I've publicly shamed on this channel, is the only player who can actually cover himself in glory, as well as Lindelof, who again I thought had a decent game. When Matteo Darmian is one of your best players, it's not looking good. It really isn't looking good. But fair play to him. He came back into the side and did look quite, you know, did look all right. Jessica says, showed no passion. Pogba poor again. Yeah, Pogba got taken off for Alexis Sanchez, who wasn't any much better, to be honest. But you know, it's not looking good. I agree, it's not looking good. But Pogba, yeah, his performances as of late really have dipped. They've really been very, very uninspiring. And in these sort of games, we're in trouble. You need these big players like Pogba to come in and you know, take the game by the scruff of the neck. And we just didn't have that today, unfortunately. Yeah, Jack says, what a joke. I mean, our club is becoming a bit of a joke at the moment. It really is becoming a bit of a joke. You know, a bit of a comedy club. I think we're very much similar to what Arsenal were last season, to be honest. You know, it's getting very, very frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Just as I thought Jesse was lively at the beginning. I thought he did all right, actually. I mean, in the beginning, he looked quite decent. But again, you have to keep that up throughout the whole 90 minutes, and he's just, you know, we need end product, and I think we had a few decent chances in that first half. And you know, we could have easily been 1-0 up, but you know, again, in these sort of games in the Premier League, you will get punished if you don't take your chances, and that's what happened ultimately. Jack says, the last time we had a negative goal difference in the league after 13 games was the late 1970s, and they were the dark times. Yeah, I mean, apparently this is our worst start to the season in like 20 years or something. It's pretty appalling stuff, guys. It's pretty appalling stuff. Welcome, Red Army MUFC. Welcome to stream. Thanks for joining. He says, holy shit, this team is disgraceful. It is a bit of a disgrace. It's a bit of a joke and a bit of a disgrace at the moment, to be honest. And yeah, it's getting very hard to watch. It's getting very, very hard to watch indeed. He also says, we can't even get a goal against Crystal Palace, the side that haven't won in 7 games, all competitions. Meanwhile, on the other side of Manchester, the tiles... on the other side of Manchester, the Blues dismantled the team away convincingly. Yeah, no, I agree, and Liverpool as well got the win. It's so depressing to see your rivals. You know, I mean, Spurs as well. You know, Spurs beating Chelsea today. You know, putting them in 3rd place above Chelsea, and it looks like it's going to be very, very difficult for us to get into the top 4. And I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah. Yash says, what was Lukaku doing the whole match? His first touch was the worst, and he didn't get support at all. Yeah, well, I mean, I think Lukaku, he did have a few opportunities. He had one header which was saved really, really well by Hennessy. But you know, I guess on another day he could have scored, but he just needs that clinical edge about him, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that confidence whatsoever as well. So you know, it's annoying. It's really, really annoying, and I'm not sure what to do about Lukaku. I'm really not sure what to do. I didn't really agree with the idea of bringing him back into the team. So there you go. Welcome, Ricky. Welcome to stream. He says Crystal Palace will be disappointed with that result. Yeah, I think Crystal Palace was definitely well worth the point that they got today. They could have even got more if Townsend was more clinical. He had a really, really good chance to potentially win the game for Crystal Palace. So. It's yeah, I think Palace will be a bit disappointed with that. I think they think that probably on another day they could have done a bit better, which is not good at all. Welcome, Roberto. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Please leave a like, guys, if you haven't already as well. Really would appreciate it. Goes a long way. Dazza says, got the first half on it, but the phone died because oh, right, fair enough there. If you want to go check out Dazza's channel as well, you know, Middlesbrough, Manchester United, all that sort of good stuff, please do go and check out in the description down below. Renami FC says, the squad and the manager isn't good enough. Tottenham does fuck all in the transfer windows, and they disgraced Chelsea today. I mean, Spurs absolutely blew Chelsea out the water, and, you know, fair play to them. They really are doing well, and you know they look potentially like a team that, you know, it's frustrating because, you know, they didn't spend that much in the summer, and yet, you know, we spent over 400 million on this squad, and we're almost going backwards. And it's, you know, maybe it's, you know, the manager, maybe Pochettino's doing a better job with the money, but I don't know what it is, guys. Roberto says Mourinho, the Portuguese Mr. Bean. Oh yeah, Jesus. He just gets himself into all these situations. The cameras are all on him and stuff. So yeah, I guess he is. Yash says Zaha was a better attacking player on the field. He could have scored a couple today. Yeah, I mean, Zaha coming back into the side for Crystal Palace was definitely a huge boost for them. We were discussing in the preview that it was very much a doubt for the game. He was coming in with an injury, and he was very much a doubt for the game. And I think it was a very, very big boost for them that he did come back into the side. And yes, I agree. You know, when they went forward, he looked dangerous, and you know they looked like they could. You know, they look like they could really do some damage, which, yeah, it's not great as well. I don't understand as well, our home record against these sides is so poor. I would understand a bit if our away record was poor, but our home record being this bad, it's really, really shocking, guys. Really shocking. It should be a fortress. Your home should be a fortress, and unfortunately, it is not a fortress at the moment. Welcome, Rasmus. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Yash says, at least the home games we should drop Matic and put Fred in there. Yeah, I mean, as Jack has said there as well, what does Matic do? Honestly, Matic is so poor. He's so poor, it's unreal. I mean, he gets the ball, he's so slow on the ball. You know, he's like a dump truck. You know, he tries to turn, he takes so long on the ball. He's just not a United midfielder. I think if he was just there to do the dirty work, I wouldn't be too annoyed with him, but when he's actually trying to make passes and stuff, that is not his forte. His forte is breaking up play. When he's trying to dictate play, that is when he loses the ball. So it's frustrating. Although I think with midfielders nowadays, you have to expect the full package. Real Army says their title-winning team wasn't even worth a quarter of what our team was, but they managed to do it. Of course, Leicester as well. I mean, that was a miracle story, to be fair. And I think also in that season, a lot of the big teams weren't performing up to standard. So, I mean, I guess, but to be fair, it was a fantastic win for Leicester as well in that season. He also asked what's holding us back. The board, they still riding our clout and I dropped into it for sponsorships. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you look at other teams, Man City definitely have spent a lot more money, but we've spent loads of money as well, and we should expect from the players we've got to get more out of them. We have to get more out of those players, and there's not really an excuse about money really. But I do expect in the January transfer window to be a lot of money being spent by Manchester United. I do expect that. Rasmus says, sadly, we are fucking shit. Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, it's so depressing, really. It's really depressing. 1 point out of the last 2 league games. Obviously, to come off the back of this result, this was the perfect game to get the fans back on side, to put in a really good performance, and to make everyone forget about that embarrassing Derby Day loss. And, it's just completely done the opposite. It's just completely put us in the shit. Nick says, you should give some credit to Crystal Palace going to Man United and getting a point. No, I totally agree, Nick. I totally agree. Palace were definitely well worth the point. In some arguments, you could argue that they deserved more. They deserved more, Palace. But, I think it's just annoying that we're in this situation where a team like Crystal Palace can come to Manchester United and, be... and can be worth the point. We should batter these teams. If we want to be up there, we should be battering these sides, especially a side like Crystal Palace, who had 9 points or 8 points in like 12 games coming into this one. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to answer a few more questions and then I'll take your calls, guys. So I'm going to answer a few more questions in the live chat and then I'll be taking your calls. So Renami says, what more can you ask of Matic? His job is to win the ball back. I think he needs a break to get his head sorted. I think, yeah, maybe to give Matic a break definitely wouldn't go astray. It definitely wouldn't. I mean, he's getting on a bit, isn't he? What is he, 31 years old, something like that? He's not as young as he used to be, and he's just a bit slow. And I felt maybe I think Fred as well. What is the point in the fact that we bought Fred and now he's sitting on the bench doing nothing? It really is frustrating to see that. When you sign someone for £50 million and they're sitting on the bench, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I bet Fred as well is feeling very, very underwhelmed. And I think there's definitely a footballer in Fred if we give him enough game time. Rasmus says, what happened to Pereira? Oh, is he in exile like Schweinsteiger once was? I don't know. It is, again, Pereira as well showed a lot of potential, which, when he first started playing, it's just not... he hasn't got the game time, and unfortunately, Mourinho likes to stay with the same old guard and not give too much kind of, game time to the younger players or players who, are kind of on the fringes and things like that. He wants to keep a solid team throughout the season, and whilst I see a bit of logic in that, I think you do need to give a bit more opportunity to some players. Daz says, everyone's saying that Jose can't go as he'll cost too much for United to pay him. I don't give a shit about as long as we sack that arrogant knobhead. Yeah, I mean, look, I think the money's a bit of an issue, but it's, for the fans, it doesn't mean anything. I think you'll be able to win that money back if we start putting in good performances and winning games, and you'd be able to get that money back and things like that. So there you go. Renami says, Matteo Darmian, Chris Smalling, Ashley Young, Antonio Valencia, Phil Jones, all Deadwood. Totally agree, mate. Totally agree. I'm not even sure why, Darmian's still in the team. I mean, yes, he was actually one of our best performers on the pitches today. But, It's frustrating, guys. It is frustrating, I've got to say. And I'm annoyed that I'm doing this. I'm not actually celebrating a win with you guys. I'm not sure when the last time was that we were on these sort of live reviews celebrating a great win. I'm not sure when the last time was. It feels like an eternity away. Jessica says the problem with January is that they can't get rid of the deadwood to bring in new players. How many players can we have in the squad? Yeah. I mean, that's true. We'd have to get rid of some, and it's difficult to tell a player that you have to go in January. It's difficult. So, I mean, it's a good point. I think we might spend a lot in January. I think we will spend a bit in January, though. I just see Mourinho really wanting the money. I mean, whether he gets it is a different story. But there's stories about potentially 100 million for Jose Mourinho to spend. I think he would love to spend it on a centre back, just to kind of shore up our defence a bit. And it's clear that he's not been happy with the lack of centre-back options, and anyway. But guys, by the way, we're trying to hit 500 subscribers by Christmas or by New Year. So anything you guys can do to help me with that, I really would appreciate it. Anything like sharing, liking, subscribing, anything like that, would really appreciate it. I'm going to take one of your calls now. It's going to be on the phone, so hopefully it won't be too laggy or anything like that. If you guys want to call in, please do feel free to do so. My Skype is in the description down below. So yeah, I'm going to... Hold on a second. Alright, we're going to take Jack's call, Jack's vlogs, of course. If you want to go check out Jack's channel, I recommend you check it out. Hold on a second. Trying to... Okay. Just... Alright, hello Jack, can you hear me?
Hello.
Alright Jack, mate, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello Jack, mate, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, cool. So what do you think of the game, mate? Obviously it was a poor result. What do you think went wrong?
Poor result. Well, Shaw got suspended because he accumulated too many yellow cards. He brings in a left back who can't play right back. Well, he did well, but why didn't he play young right back? Because he can play there, and play Darmian on the left, or even put Young on the left and Valencia put him back in. But apparently, because he liked the Mourinho outpost, he's going to have a massive fallout now. So I don't know why. But then obviously we had a poor midfield because obviously the players weren't performing, like Pogba. Although he had a missed shot that was close, I heard. And then all of that. But obviously he played Lindelof, who was apparently injured, and then he got injured right at the end.
Yeah, I mean, some of the team selections were definitely very questionable. Also, especially for me, the decision to start Romelu Lukaku. What did you make of that? Do you think it was the right call?
I would say it was the right call, but not for this game, because we could have probably won if he played a Rashford or a Sanchez all game, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
they would have actually had better control and scored.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I was surprised. I was very surprised when he did pick Lukaku from the start. Obviously, in the Manchester derby, whether that was because of his injury, Lukaku was on the bench to start. And I think, to be honest, I feel like if Lukaku came off the bench, I think he'd have a bit more of an impact. But I think, I was surprised. I thought he was going to start either Sanchez or Rashford up front. But obviously he went with Lukaku and he didn't get his goal in the end, although I did hear he got very close. But also you mentioned Pogba as well in the midfield. Yeah. What do you put down to Pogba's poor performances recently? What do you think the reason is that he's not performing well?
Probably because the whole team, the whole team put together, their morale's probably angry at the moment because they got a manager who doesn't want to be there. And the players really probably don't want to be there under him. And when they're playing under him, it's probably like a chore, and they don't like it. So they're all quite angry. And Pogba is probably, because he's had his vice captaincy taken, and he's Mourinho's probably been giving him too much stick, and he called him spoiled and stuff. That's going to affect his playing style, because he's going to want to play better, but then he's going to play worse because he's concentrating more on playing better passes, but then he's going to mess up a simpler pass.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, I don't know. For me, I don't know what to put it down to. I mean, I definitely think there has been a bit of a fallout with the manager. You know, no matter how much they tried to kind of cover it up, I genuinely do think there has been something going on there, and I do think it has affected Pogba's playing, the way Pogba plays. And I think, you know, in some games he turns up, but in other games he doesn't. I think it's very frustrating because, you know, a player of such as Pogba's quality, the fact that we pay him 300 grand a week, he's not putting in the performances week in, week out that you expect for someone like that. And someone similar as well, Alexis Sanchez, not really doing the business for us. Do you think Alexis Sanchez is being played in the right position, or do you think his lack of performance is, you know, similar to Pogba as well? Do you think he's had a bit of a fallout with the manager? How do you think, you know, Sanchez? How do you think we could get the best out of Sanchez?
I think the way we can get the best out of Sanchez is we play him the left, the right, and centre for one game, maybe all in cup games. Because if it's like the FA Cup or like a cup that's not really important to most fans, not saying they're not important, but like not an FA Cup, they're an important cup. But maybe try him out in those positions, and if he plays better in one, he may feel more suited to that position. Because if you play him centre forward and he plays left wing, even though he doesn't, he might not play better because of how he might have been positioned at Arsenal.
Yeah, I think, I mean, at Arsenal, he was definitely surrounded by a lot more kind of ball-playing players who are much more technical ability, and maybe that helped him because our strategy at the moment is kind of putting it up to big men, and he's not used to that. He's used to kind of very, very fast interplay, and, you know, unfortunately, I don't think we are playing to his strengths, but I do think he has to take some responsibility as well. And finally, I want to ask you, Jack, does this game change your opinion about Mourinho, or were you always Mourinho out, or where do you stand on, you know, Mourinho's future at Manchester United?
I'm still Mourinho out because just at the moment he needs to learn, if he wants to be the Manchester United manager, he needs to learn the way of United and how he picks the team and how he plays the team and his centre back pairings with his good defenders compared to his bad defenders. And also, on the lineup, I never heard anyone saying about how bad that Dalot didn't start this game, because he would have done much better than some of the players that played.
No, I agree. I think Dalot really, you know, it's really unfortunate not to get into the team. I did think he was going to get a spot on the team. In my lineup prediction, I put Diogo Dalot in the team. So I was surprised when he didn't get into the side as well, and I think he would have offered a lot more than someone like Ashley Young in this game. But alas, you know, Jose will do what he wants. But Jack, thanks for calling in, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. And obviously,
go on.
Mate, I don't know who we've got next. I think it's Young Boys or Valencia in the Champions League. But if we play like that, we might even lose, because I'm not convinced with the way we play at the moment. It's just poor.
It is poor, mate. It is poor. I mean, against Young Boys, we have to win that game because, you know, the group's so close in the Champions League. But let's hope we do. But thanks for calling in, Jack, mate. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for calling in, mate, as always.
Cool. I hit my monthly target the other day.
Oh, congrats, mate. Congrats. And if you guys want to subscribe to his channel as well and keep his sub count going up, go and check out his channel. It's obviously Jack Vlogs in the chat there, so go and check it out. But thanks very much, Jack.
I've got a Wembley Cup vlog coming tomorrow.
A what vlog?
The Wembley Cup.
Oh yeah, of course, the Wembley Cup tomorrow as well. Some big YouTube names.
Yeah, Robert Perez and Chris MD on #United.
It's decent.
That's all I'm putting to win.
Decent. Well, hope you enjoy that, mate. Hope you enjoy that. I'm sure there'll be loads of people there. You know, but yeah, thanks for calling, Jack, mate.
I think I can't hear you.
Oh.
Wait, now I can hear you. I think it just went out.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it, and yeah, thanks for calling in.
Thank you. See ya.
There you go. There is Jack on the Skype there. Jack Vlogs. Thanks for calling in, mate. Really appreciate it. But yeah, obviously, you know, Jack there again echoing a lot of the frustrations of Man United fans this evening. A few comments here. Real Army said Darmin was poor in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think to be fair, he was poor, but in comparison with some of the other players on the pitch, I thought he played all right. Let's see. Jessica says Pogba was the same against Juve. One and 3 games or less were good. The next were like today. Yeah, I mean he needs consistency. Honestly, it's a huge problem. Jack, I will I will be taking more calls. I've got Dazza on the line now, but after Dazza you can come on, no problems at all. And if you want to go check out Jack's channel as well, please do feel free to do so. There'll be some great content coming up on that channel as well, so go and check it out. But we've got one of the channel stalwarts on. It is Dazza from Dazza's Football Stand. Welcome, pal. Thanks for coming on as usual. Really appreciate it. Well, thank you very much.
On again.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for coming on, mate. Thank you very much. I always appreciate it. Always a good fun. I'll ask you the same thing as I asked Jack. What were your overall thoughts? Where did it all go wrong today?
Well, that was a cack game completely. Nothing really went right for us. We didn't really turn up. If you're gonna beat teams like Crystal Palace, you have to turn up and you have to give them a good run for the money. Palace definitely gave us a good run for the money, but they played miles better than we did. Obviously, I'll be honest with you, I was at Bishop Auckland v Ashington. That's pretty non-league football. That was more entertaining than that. It was a cack game. I mean, we can't seem to be beating people. And I did say I was worried that this would happen. That as soon as the international break finishes, things will go pear-shaped for United. And I didn't think that would happen, but I was worried that could be the case. And that seems to be the case in a minute. We can't score. We can't seem to score goals. We can't seem to turn up. Martial, right, 5 goals in 6 games, had a chance to score 6 out of 7 and equal Ronaldo, Eric Cantona and Rui van Nistelrooy's record. He didn't turn up. None of the players turned up today, and I don't think there's any player who I think deserves man of the match after that performance. It would have to be Crystal Palace, but it would have to be Wilfried Zaha if I was going to pick an actual man of the match, because none of the United players turned up, and it was absolutely shite.
It was very, very poor. I have to agree, and I agree. I'm not sure who I'd give the man of the match to. Potentially David De Gea for actually, we actually got a clean sheet for once, so I'm happy for De Gea in that sense. But it's I mean David De Gea made some very important saves as well today. But it is frustrating. It's very, very frustrating result. Especially in 0-0 as well. 7 points off top 4. Dazza, hand on heart, honestly, do you think we can get top 4 this season? Do you think we can turn it around, or do you think it's too far gone for us?
7 points is neither here or there. It's a possible target. We would have to start winning games and putting in performances, unlike that one. The title out of reach. Title's out of reach now. I've given up on that completely. I don't think we'll win it. I don't think this way we'll win a single competition so far. So I don't think we'll get. I still don't think we'll get through the Champions League for some reason. Even though obviously I think we'll beat young boys, but when it comes to Valencia away, obviously I don't think we'll beat them away because we don't have a good record in Spain. The knockout stage is where we always get knocked out, even if we do get that far. And obviously the FA Cup, well, the FA Cup can go either way, so I'm not sure. We haven't not even in the 3rd round yet, but I have a feeling that if Jose Mourinho doesn't go, this could be another season where we win.
It is going that way.
Yeah. Needs to go now.
It is going that way.
I'll tell you what annoys me, right? A lot of United fans are saying, well, the issue is we can't get rid of Jose Mourinho, even though we want him out. We can't get rid of Jose because it'll cost us possibly 30, 45 million. I couldn't care how much it would cost us to get rid of Jose. He just needs to go. He can go back to Portugal and go and manage a bloody crap team like Braga.
Well, definitely would have made a big difference today. I thought actually, Lindelof played well. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of deadwood at the club. There's no doubt about that. We have a lot of deadwood players at the club.
Bill Jones is the car window cleaners.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, it's a bit of a frustrating situation, I've got to say. And one that doesn't look like he's going to be improving anytime soon, really. But obviously that young boys game is going to be very, very important. But also, moving Sanchez to striker, I was actually very, very surprised that Sanchez didn't start as striker. Although it does look like Mourinho is going to be starting Sanchez from the bench from now on, which I don't think that's a great strategy. But there you go. But obviously, we already know your opinions on Mourinho. You stated them there. You want Mourinho gone, which is fair enough.
I wanted him gone at the start of the season.
Yeah. I remember. I think I remember you saying even in the before the FA Cup final, you said that you wanted Mourinho.
The FA Cup would be Jose Mourinho's decider. He lost it, and I wanted him out, and he still hasn't gone. The club's lazy. Probably not the club. I mean the owners and stuff. Owners and the chairman is. I don't even know who the chairman is, but Ed Woodward, for example, he doesn't do anything good at all.
No.
The board needs sacking, and so does Jose.
Everyone needs to go. Everyone needs to go.
That's mainly my rant in a nutshell. Jose can go. A lot of the players can sod off, and the board can go. We just need a complete clean out in the January transfer window.
Yeah. I mean, finally, I just want to ask you. Finally, you've mentioned the January transfer window there, so we may as well, talk about it. Do you think we are going to be able to spend a lot of money in January, or do you think we're not actually gonna? There's going to be, a lot of rumours and stuff. But do you think we're actually going to be able to sign anyone in January, or do you think Mourinho's not going to be given the money by the board?
Well, I know there's been stuff about 100 million, but you know what the board's like. The board doesn't give people money for free and stuff. So, to be honest with you, I don't think he'll even get the 100 million. I don't even know if he'll even stay at Old Trafford by January or not. If he's still at Old Trafford, I don't think we'll be signing anyone, because a lot of people don't want to play under Jose Mourinho's park the bus tactics. And if we get a new manager like sending Zidane in before the January by Christmas time, yes, then we might sign a couple of players. I know I've been linked with Koulibaly and obviously Skriniar, and for me, I'd happily take both, but I don't think we'd be able to afford both, because I think there was something about it being possibly 70 million for Koulibaly, which I think is a bit much considering that he plays for Napoli, and I'll be honest with you, he's not, he might be a great defender for Napoli, but he's not. I don't think any defender's worth 70 million. That would be probably breaking United's record for the biggest, highest amount of money we've had to spend on defender. And everyone thought that Van Dijk's would be too much. If we brought in two defenders, that would probably be 140, 150 million gone, because Skriniar, I think, he's about 40, 50 million, but you know what Milan are like. They'll probably make United pay about another 70, possibly 80 million. So, that'll probably be half the club's budget gone on two defenders. I think it'd be pointless. So, I'll be honest with you, I can see this transfer window being another CAC one. Unfortunately, I hope that's not the case, because I do think we need to sign a pretty much a new team. We need a lot of players, but it's one agreeing with the deal, agreeing with the contract, and the players trusting Mourinho's tactics. Because at the minute, there's a lot of players in the squad who are not trustworthy enough of Jose's tactics. To be honest with you, if I was playing for Jose Mourinho, I would have left by now. So because I don't like his tactics. He parks the bus against a team like Crystal Palace, and obviously don't forget he obviously did it against. Who else did he do it? He did it against West Ham United as well, who two CAC teams in the Premier League and average ones, and yet they're getting points off us because we don't turn up. Well, if it was Crystal Palace against City would have absolutely annihilated them. We can't even score past them, so it was stupid. Spurs won, so that's something good for us. Chelsea aren't staying unbeaten. The only thing that was good for me tonight was the fact that Bubba won, because even Bayern dropped points against Flaming Dusseldorf. So yeah, not been a great night for me, but like I say, it was a 0-0 draw against, obviously, no 0-0 draw against Palace. Poor performance. I have a feeling they can only get worse from here as it stands. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully things start to turn a bit better for us. But for the longer that Jose Mourinho stays, the worse this season's going to be. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it's hard to disagree with a lot of what you said there, to be fair, Daryl. But it's something we have to get over. It is very disappointing. These sort of games we need to win these sort of games if you want to get into the top 4. It's going to be very, very difficult now. But as always, Dazza, thank you very much for calling in, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
And yeah, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. And go and check out Dazza's channel if you haven't already. He would really appreciate that, and I would really recommend it as well. Welcome, Mr. Money Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Please do leave a like, guys, if you haven't already. Let's try and get to 10 likes if you haven't already. Roberto says Mourinho has lowered expectations. I think that he's definitely starting to. I think a lot of United fans are being very much content with the position that we're in, and even though I'm still kind of Jose Mourinho in, I'm not content with where we are. I think where we are is shocking. It really is shocking. 14 points off Man City with only 13 games played is an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. So yeah, I'm not content. I'm definitely not content with that. But you know what? There you go. But I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Also, check out the description down below with all the links. Some really, really good stuff in there. Competitions, things like that. So go and check them out in the description down below. And also, please do subscribe to the channel, and anything you guys can do to help the channel grow. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by Christmas or New Year, depending on how it goes. So please do help us out by leaving a like, sharing the video, anything you guys can do. That'll be absolutely fantastic. But I am going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really disappointing result. And it's not great. In fact, before we end, I think I'm gonna take a call. Because I did promise Jack I'll get him on, so I'm going to take a call. So guys, I'm still live. Don't worry about that. I'm still live. But Jack, welcome to the stream, mate. Thanks for joining. And welcome. Thank you very much for calling in. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
And by the way, before I talk to Jack, if you want to go check out his channel, I really would recommend it as well. Jack
just bought some new equipment, so that's going to be delivered soon. So hopefully, going to start making a few videos. Just need to get a mic and a camera and a few other different things. So yeah, videos should be coming soon, maybe in the next 2 weeks, because I've just got some exams, and then after that, I'll be into some videos.
Sounds good. So obviously, really poor results today. What went wrong today, do you think? What was the main reason why we didn't get the 3 points?
I think it's a number of different reasons. First of all, I thought the team was not set out right. I didn't think it was a game for Lukaku. I thought maybe a front three that was a bit more fluid. Even though Alexis Sanchez maybe hasn't been on the best of form, I probably would have done Alexis, Lingard and Martial, and then Juan Mata in the midfield alongside maybe a Pogba and a Fred. Because I don't think against Crystal Palace at home you should have to play Nemanja Matic. And if you look what Nemanja Matic actually did in the game, you have to look at his stats and say he didn't actually do a lot, because the job of a defensive midfielder is to tackle, break up the play, and keep the ball simple and pass it forward and try and get the moves going. Well, Jesse Lingard won the most amount of tackles on the pitch with 4, and he also recovered the ball twice. And Victor Lindelof had the most ball recoveries with 6, and Nemanja Matic pass accuracy was only 83%. So if you look at what Matic did, he didn't he didn't pass well, he didn't tackle well, he didn't recover the ball well. So you wonder to yourself, what did he actually do in the game? And then if you look at United's game plan, we didn't seem to have a game plan. We put in 32 crosses in that game. 2 landed on a Manchester United player's feet or head.
That's just not acceptable to have 30 misplaced crosses. And the number one culprit of that, Ashley Young, put in 11 crosses today, 0 found United men, all failed crosses. And I think it's just a mixture of not having the quality on the ball, the team not being set out right, and not having a game plan that's cost us today.
Yeah, no, I think I definitely, you know, the lack of game plan was very, very clear to see. And, you know, I mean, the amount of crosses as well. You know, Ashley Young's supposed to be one of our best crossover ball we've got. I think for a stat with Ashley Young, he put in like 11 crosses or something, and none of them were successful. And it's really, really shocking, especially when that's pretty much the only reason why he gets in the side to, you know, cross the ball in. Also, what are your thoughts on you know, the lack of performance from players like Paul Pogba and Alexis Sanchez? What do you put that down to? Or do you think it's just down to themselves, or do you think it's down to the fact we're not playing to their strengths? Why do you think they're not putting in good performances?
I think with a player like Paul Pogba, he needs a lot of movement around him. He needs, like, if you look at the best games Paul Pogba's played, it's when Anthony Martial and Luke Shaw's on the left-hand side. Luke Shaw up and down the wing the whole time, overlapping runs. So Pogba has that space because Martial can come in, Luke Shaw goes wide, or vice versa. So he's always got those options, and it becomes a lot easier for him. But when you have someone like Ashley Young out there, who, no disrespect to Ashley Young, he's just not that kind of player. He because he's a bit older, he doesn't have the same pace. He sits back a little bit deeper and just tries to stay defensively sound, and it's just not what Pogba needs. And then you have someone like Romelu Lukaku, whose movement, let's be real, is not fantastic. And even when Paul Pogba plays into his feet, it bounces off Lukaku. So obviously, Pogba, there's no excuses. He wasn't good enough today. A lot of his passes were sloppy. He looked sloppy in possession the whole game, and I don't think it was right for him to be taken off. I think he should have taken off Matic well before Pogba, because if you're looking, even though Pogba has had a poor game, he can still provide you with that one piece of magic, and that could have been the difference in that game. But he decided to take Pogba off, and if we maybe brought on Sanchez and took off Matic, we would have had Pogba, Sanchez, Martial, Rashford, and another attacker. There's someone else anyway, and that would have been definitely good enough to get that winner. But because then we went to a two-man pivot of Fellaini and Matic, and just our midfield was so open towards the end of the game, and you saw Andros Townsend nearly walk through the whole team and nearly scored, and again, that's just not good enough. But Paul Pogba, again, no excuses for him. Sanchez didn't play great when he came on, but it's hard for him when he's in and out of the team. He obviously hasn't settled well, and I don't know how much longer he's going to be at Manchester United, to be honest. Yeah,
it doesn't look good for him. I mean, we would expect by this sort of time, you know, he's had nearly a full, the equivalent to a full year at Manchester United, and yeah, it doesn't look like he's really staying in that well. And as well as Pogba, we're just not seeing enough consistency from him. You know, and it's very frustrating to see a player who gets paid, you know, £300,000 a week. I mean, it's even last season it was the same problem. You know, he's only turning up for, you know, 1 in 3 games, and it's not good enough really. But of course, this leaves us 7 points off top 4. Obviously, with the win that Spurs got, 7 points off Chelsea. Honestly, do you see us turning this around and getting into the top 4, or do you think that's well and truly gone?
Well, I think the best we can hope for is 4th. Even though Chelsea lost today, I think Chelsea, Liverpool and City will be the top 3 anyway. And you're looking at teams like Arsenal. Arsenal look like they're playing a lot better football than us right now. But it's not just style of play; it's results as well. Arsenal have had better results than us after a poor start. And then the one factor that could hinder them is the Europa League. We obviously saw it when we played Europa League a few years ago. We ended up coming 6th. And then the last thing you have to look at is Tottenham Hotspur. And if Tottenham go into the Europa League, that could help us. So I am going to say, yes, I think we will get top 4. But that's not a confident answer. That's more of a hopeful than anything else. And I don't know if Jose's the man to turn it around, to be honest.
I mean, I guess finally on that point, obviously you mentioned that you're not sure if Jose Mourinho is the right man. Who would you right now say would be a better manager to come in and be able to take us forward?
I think it's a very interesting question, because there's a lot of debate about, is there anyone better than Jose Mourinho? A lot of people say Zidane. I wouldn't go with Zidane. If I had to say two managers that I actually like to see at United, they might not do a good job initially, but I think overall their ethos and their way, the style of play, what they believe in, would suit Manchester United better in the long term with the players that we have at the moment, is either Eddie Howe or Leonardo Jardim. Jardim obviously just had the job at Monaco for the poor start of the season, but he's had the whole team essentially sold from under his feet. There's nothing he can do about it. He got that Monaco team to the Champions League semi-final a few years back and brought through youth players, Kylian Mbappe. You saw Thomas Lemar, Bakayoko even looked good for them as well. So they had a lot of youth coming through. Bernardo Silva, they had so much talent, and that was through Jardim that those players got noticed. And I think he would be able to bring through players like Taking Chong, like Angel Gomez, Mason Greenwood in a few years. Those kind of players that would fit the ethos of United better, and he does like to play a progressive style of play, and I feel like he would be a good fit for us.
Right, I mean, to be fair, it's interesting. I mean, I wouldn't go as a Dan either. I just think I'm not sure if he'll be able to deal with the squad that we've got.
I think he's too showbiz.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's just. I don't know. I feel like at Real Madrid he got very, very lucky with the team he had, and I'm not sure whether he'd be able to come into the team that we've got and be able to turn it around completely, because that's really what we need. I think there's players that definitely need to go. There's some players that need to be kind of nurtured a bit more. It's a lot needs to be done. And maybe it's not even just the manager that needs to change. Maybe it's also structurally as well. But thanks for coming on, Jack.
I agree with that.
Thanks for coming on, Jack, mate. Really appreciate it. As always, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and go and check out Jack's channel as well. As he said there, getting some new equipment as well very, very soon, and content will be going up there. Jack Wall, that is, there as well if you want to go check him out. Really would recommend it, and I'm sure the content's going to be good if you like more of that insightful comments. But yeah, thanks for calling in, Jack. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you very much to Jack, and thanks to everyone who has called in today. Really appreciate it, and thanks to everyone who has been watching as well. Obviously, not the best of circumstances to be doing a stream, of course. Drawing the game as we did, but thank you to everyone who has been watching. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks for your input. If you guys are watching this as a video, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, anything you can do to help this channel grow. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers by Christmas, so anything you guys can do to help that would be absolutely amazing. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.